There was some stuff that I forgot to mention in the previous video, that being that in heaven, things were in chaos because God left, and all the angels, being as submissive as they were, just didn't know what to do. They eventually managed to create a council to take care of all the chaos and what to do with hell. That same council you will hear about later in the video. Now, for the actual content of the video, with Act 2 starting off with a desert theme where we have cool architecture, the British, the French, a dark scary place, and YouTubers.
Finally.
I almost forgot to mention that there's a Crash Bandicoot sequel hidden in between the levels here. And when you are in the dark scary place, the Stickman returns. Just like in real life. It is under your floorboards, you should go check it out. So, the story behind this place being that there was once a great leader, Sisyphus, who created an army of powerlifters to fight angels, but it didn't work, and the powerlifters turned into the Maurice-wielding cavemen that were cut in half by the very sexy angel Gabriel. After having a nice bizarre adventure through Egypt, you find Dio's palace and infiltrate it. You can find a small watering ground that you could just electrify with the electric cannon. You get a cool saw launcher that was originally from Far Cry New Dawn. After this, you remember that you have to continue playing the game, and you go use a one-way elevator instead of the Minecraft epic jump map. And I don't know why, this elevator music seems kind of familiar. Seems kind of bassy. That's why. People complain about Elden Ring having reused bosses, but when Ultrakill does it, it's just fine. I love this fight because V2 can shoot coins at you, and he also has a really cool chair. He does it better than Virgin from Devilman Crybaby. Anyway, halfway through the fight, he pushes out and jumps out of a window. So you chase him while sliding down a pyramid, and you shoot him enough times to make him lose his balance. Yeah, we'll definitely see him later in the game. After his exit from the franchise, V2 drops a controversial topic when it was nerfed. Then we drop into a cool underwater level, definitely never before seen in all of gaming. Yeah, we gotta get 3 reactions to something funny in order to open an elevator. After we reach the top, we meet a 50 caliber rifle that has gained sentience. These sentient snipers do actually have 4K high definition cameras, just so you know. They see the whole world in HD, instead of V1's 36p quality. You know the deal by now. Everyone dies, then we go into the air vent, and go to a nice island, where there's a fishing rod, and we fish. There's many fish, like duskfish, iron lungfish, bombfish, and many more. After all of the fishing, we see the YouTube comment that God wrote. We see that Lucifer is canon to the Ultrakill lore, and was considered to be the most beautiful angel, beating Gabriel by just a bit, but was cast away from heaven for having sympathy for those in hell. And after abusing his power, God, full of resentment that turned into a deep depression because he yeeted Lucifer into hell. After this, we go to an edgy lake, with the lake containing the souls of the damned, who are blue for some reason. These people, or souls, differ from the paraplegics and introverts that we have been murdering throughout the game, since you can't murder them, while most of the med packs in the game that we have been slaughtering are the remains of people who went to hell, with the filth being Twitter and Reddit users, and the rest being shy people, cyborgs, sinners or something. Later on, you meet a kind statue that can give an overpowered buff to everyone, but it can't even handle a smack to the face. By the way, these statues were made by the Gabe Sims to show thanks because he saved them. Even more later, you find a boat with an angel simp who you can pay for entry onto the boat. Ferryman's boat used to be way smaller, but since V1 killed everyone on Earth, including your mother, there were more dead people and more space needed on the boat. So the Gabe Sims, me excluded, built a bigger boat so they could carry more people. But since everyone's dead, they got depression because they don't have a job anymore. You can also find Hamster. You can hold Hamster, or you could sacrifice it to the real Hakita, who's locked up on a large rock. This is definitely the real Hakita. 100% won't crash your game, trust me. So, in the boat, it is just chaos. You find a rocket launcher, the boat crashes, it flips upside down, you gotta not touch the water and fall into the depths into the sea. So, the previously mentioned rocket launcher used to be a really powerful shovel, but it got turned into a rocket launcher that shoots out blood-activated rockets via the process of engineering. When you're in the sea, you go up to the surface, and this is where you'll find the ass-face sea snake. The ass-face sea snake is like the scorpions that we have fought before, but instead, it has a big tumor on its head. It is also just made up of all of the bodies of all of the people who don't know how to swim and just drowned at the bottom of the edgy lake. That tumor on its head are all of the souls that are trying to escape the main body, but they were pinned down by Gabriel for trying to escape him. After you killed the ass-face sea snake, you go to actual hell. It is just stereotypical hell. It's dark with windows of blood running downwards with a low oppressive drone playing in the background. You go through it, pick up a skull and open an elevator where you are greeted by the second best song in the game and a bright red landscape. Welcome to the real nether dimension. That black labyrinth that you would just walk through was just a symbolic version of a nether portal. You go through a bunch of places here, like the outside of a building, the inside of a building, a bridge to another building, arm boy, two big guys, and a hallway. In the hallway, we talk to our husband where he confesses that he can smell us. Like, damn, okay, I know you missed us. And we fight two scorpions and a bunch of other things there. After this, we arrive at our final challenge. Gabriel, and our second domestic abuse of our husband. But before we beat him, in a blind rage, we see him crying about how all of the previous layers of hell are already dead. So, now we know that V1 has killed most of hell throughout our journey. After that, he has a really cool organ solo that gets cut short when we approach him. Then he goes on talking about how he will
break you apart, slay the gore of your profane form across the stars. I will grind you down until the very sparks cry for mercy. My hands shall relish ending you here and now.
He starts off angry, probably because we forgot our anniversary, but then we beat him until we give him enough brain damage to the point that he becomes delusional and starts cackling. Then we beat him some more, and he just goes insane. After the fight, he becomes Nietzsche, proclaims that God is dead, and kills all of his fellow angels. Okay, so the script of this video is getting long as hell, so I'm gonna make a standalone video for He-2 and Sisyphus. That is pretty much it for the second part of Ultra Lore. I hope you like this video. You can also join my Discord server. Make sure to subscribe.